Hello and welcome back to Tammy's Antique Vintage Dolls and More. And today we're going to talk about a doll restoration that I did today. We're in my doll room in my home where I keep a lot of my dolls. And someday when I get it fixed up a little bit better, I'll show you everything in here. But right now I'm just going to slowly bring you over to some pictures. I have restored a 1935 Shirley Temple Doll. If I can get this clearer here. There we go. We're getting better and better. There she is. These are her pictures. Some of her pictures I did. About maybe half a dozen pictures of her. And this is a doll that my grandmother gave me back in 1978, 79. If I was to do it right. So, yeah, maybe a little bit earlier. Maybe it was 77. But anyways, I was about 17 years old when she gave this doll to me. And anyways, when she gave her to me, she was in very bad condition. And I took her to a lady who fixed her up for me. Now, she used some of the old doll tricks where you wet down the composition. And then you hold it down with bands. And then you hope that it stays together. And some of it she puttied, some of it she wet it down. And a lot of it all comes back up. That's the problem with some of these doll tricks. Sometimes they work, but there's nothing to guarantee. One thing about composition, what it does, it dries out. And so what you want to do is really fix it. They're called cheater ways of to fix the doll quick. But they're not really fixing the doll. But she did what she knew back then, and I did appreciate her for what she did do. She did make her look better than what she was at the time anyway, and I was happy with it at that time because I knew nothing about dolls and still learning today. But anyways, this is her in her starting of her restoration with her messed up wig. And this is without her wig. And you can see the nice big crack running down her neck here. And some up by her eyes there, you know. But we're going to get a closer look at some of the problems with her. Now you can see this great big crack. Now she's an American Character, Petite American Character doll. This crack running right down the back of her neck ended at the A. So what I did was I sliced it across at the top of the A. It didn't even hit the A. We came very close. This was so lifted, this big crack. It needed to be dealt with. Okay, it wasn't going to get no water down trick or anything like that. All these cracks had to be dealt with. Okay, they're old cracks. I believe in dealing with the problem. Now, at the back here, you can see it was painted so much you couldn't even see the words petite. But you can barely make it out petite. And down here it said American Character. But it was so painted over so thickly that you couldn't even see the lettering. And that's a shame. The lettering should show up. Okay? So the craftsmanship was done very poor on her, especially with the second, and I have to say, with the second restoration. But Pat did I still admire her work, what she did do, because I didn't, like I said, I knew nothing at the time. Now here she is getting all her boo-boos fixed up. She's getting all her cracks healed up. There she is with some of her healing going on. There she is there now, all looking pretty, getting prettier and prettier. And there's gorgeous me, painting up her legs. Just look at that beautiful woman there. Anyways, and see those two little nuts? They're always telling secrets. But I'm painting, there's the legs and the arms in the background, if you can see all that. And there's her leg, I'm painting it. So anyways, let's see the finished product now. Let's see her done. So let's start at the bottom here. There's her beautiful little feet. There's her knees and her legs. There's her beautiful dress. We're coming up to her. And there she is, on the good ship, Lollipop. It's a nice trip. There we are. Look at that. Isn't she beautiful? Just turned out so gorgeous. Let me get up, and I'm going to show you. That's her old stand that Pat gave me for her. And there she is. Isn't she beautiful? Oh my word, look at that. She's one beautiful, beautiful little girl. I'm just so proud of my work. This one turned out just beautiful. I'm so proud of her. And especially for being my grandmother's doll. That's what I wanted. Look at her. Just, I can't believe how good I did. And I'm proud of myself. She turned out beautiful. Now I want to get her a new stand, but that is the stand that Pat gave me back years ago for her. I found it down in the closet here. Just the top of it was sticking out, and I went, oh, there she is. Now I tried putting a ribbon around her hair, but I just didn't like it. I like the bow in her hair better. That's me. I just didn't like the ribbon. But anyways, I had to share her with you. I'm just in glory right now of how beautiful she turned out, how nice she looks. And I'll give you a back view. Now, this is not her wig that she had on. By no means, it's not her wig. It's a replica wig. Now, I like to get her original wig fixed, because I think by rights it belongs on her. But right now, this wig has really grown on me. At first, I wasn't too sure about the wig, but now I'm really starting to like it. Oh, and let's take a look at her nameplate on the back now. Let's see what she says on the back. It's beautiful. Let's take a look at that crack that was there. No crack. Look at that. And you can see the A for American Character, Petite Doll. You can read the writing on her. American Character Doll. That crack ran right down to that A there. And I fixed all that crack right up. It was a great big huge crack right in there. Remember those pictures? Let me get that picture out of her. And so, you know, I'm not no expert. I'm not an expert in any way, shape, or form. I'm still learning, but I have to admit, I'm making some big learning curves here. And hang on a second, I'm trying to look for that picture of her name on the back of her, where you could hardly read it. Yes, there it is. You can't make out hardly the lettering at all. You can see a bump there, and it says Petite. I can see the P for Petite right there, you know, but that's about it. And look at that big, huge crack. And now let's look at her now. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I have to say, I'm proud of myself on this one. This one here, it's just beautiful. She turned out gorgeous. I got her original body in her. Oh, yeah. And she has a mama crier. Well, it's called the mummy crier. Mommy. Whoops. Let me see. Mommy. So she has her mummy crier because she had a crier in her. Okay, so there we go. I am so happy with her. Happy, happy, happy. So anyways, I thought I'd show her to you. Show one of my proud moments. A restoration that went beautiful. So restorations are coming along a lot better now than they ever have. You know, so I'm really proud of her. You know. So anyways, there she is. Oh my word, did she ever turn out beautiful. Let's get a far view of her. There we go, so you can really see her. There we go. Now her wig isn't glued down yet, because that's what the only reason why I haven't glued it down, because if I do decide to get her other wig fixed, and because one thing this woman told me, she said, we were talking, I actually I can hear her in my head, the actual words that she was saying to me. Nobody will ever take that wig off. The glue I used on it, she says, it'll rip if it ever comes off. Well, she was right. I watered it down. I sprayed it like anything. It just wouldn't come. That wig had a glue. The type of glue she used was almost into the super glue. I remember her saying, because super glue was new at the time, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised she used super glue or something on it, because it actually came right through the wig. It rotted the wig. Whatever the glue was, it wasn't mucilage, which is what I used to put her chest plate back on and everything. So she's held together very well. She's looking really good here. So anyways, I thought I'd share her with you. I hope you enjoyed my success. Now, let's take a look up here. Up here is another one. I think her name is Sally. She's an ideal doll as well. I've never shown her before. But she's in the relative of Shirley Temple, actually. I think her name was Sally. Sally something, anyways. And it says ideal on the back. But she's a relative of Shirley Temple in the doll world. So if anybody knows any more about it, you can let me know. But I have seen her. And I found some information on her. I was going to do her sometime down the road. And we're going to get her fixed also. But she's sitting there and looking as pretty as she can in the state that she's in. But she's got all her fingers and toes. She just needs a good cleaning up and some looking after. So, like I said, I got dolls everywhere. Everywhere that need fixing. But, you know, they take time, and that's just how it goes, you know. And you have to deal with it, you know. You can't rush them. It's not about rushing them. It's about taking your time. I started her in June, and I just finished her now. So that just shows you just how much time I put into her. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and, you know, leave a comment if you want to about her if you want, and I love to hear from all yous out there about my new success in restoration, so it's coming. I'm coming. Oh, and just to let you know, this hand here is okay, but this hand here I had to rebuild. it almost had a hole going right through out to the other side. Even some of her fingers I had to rebuild and fix and everything. And I think I did a pretty good job with that. I mean, they're not perfect because I've never built a hand up before. But I'll tell you, I'm getting there. I think it looks pretty good. If I didn't say anything, I don't know if any of you would really have noticed or not. But it's come a long ways, you know, my restoration. I hope I can get better and better yet. So anyways, have a good day and finish off your week good. It's getting a little bit cooler here in Chatham, Ontario, southwestern Ontario. We're getting a little bit cooler. Went through a real big hot spell here, so the heat wave went down a little bit, so we need some cooler weather. Well, thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.